What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Marvel Future Fight. So today I want to dig a little bit deeper in, kind of some of the basics about the game that we've kind of fleshed over so far, and how to build your characters and how to build your account. Now I want to talk to you about some specific things. So one of the things that kind of irks me the most when I review players' accounts isn't necessarily the fact that players aren't building characters overall well, it's why they're not building them well. So I want to take a look at some of the things specifically, and this video I want to specifically hone in on ISO 8. So let's pay attention to this ISO 8 set. So we basically fought forever to have multiple ISO 8 sets in the game, which you can have now if you want. There's multiple ISO 8 sets. I don't really find that there's a lot of reason to have multiple ISO 8 sets, but it is there. Now, along with playing the game, you will notice that there are a lot of set bonuses for the characters. Some of them are like color coded because those are the special ones, but to be honest, there aren't very many special ones. You essentially have 3 ISO 8 sets that you're hunting for. That is your Hawk's Eye, your Power of Angry Hulk, and your Overdrive. Each of those has slightly different stat bonuses kind of moved around on the in the set bonus effect. They also have activation effects as well, but they're pretty much the same. So you can see how they affect, meaning like, for instance, if I had Hawk's Eye, it's giving me dodge and cooldown duration. Meanwhile, Power of Angry Hulk is giving me like crit rate and ignore defense. So you would look at these, especially if you were like looking at somewhat of a detriment to one of these stats and saying, equipping this set could be really beneficial to me. Realistically, it's going to be an order of priority: Power of Angry Hulk, Overdrive, and lastly, Hawk's Eye. But equipping those set bonuses is not enough. You want to be working towards getting your set bonus to stage 12, which is the max effect. The reason why you want to be doing this is because you're going to get the best stats from those effects. Now, here goes something that's also important that you might be missing with building your characters, is that there are a number of ISO in the game. So for instance, if I was to go inside my inventory and then go to my ISO 8 over here, there's basically a whole host of ISO inside here. You can look at your silver ISO, and you can see that there's all basic attack increase, and then you can see that there's also along that physical attack. So those are the two stats that are basically going to appear in those. And then you can look over here inside your red ISO 8, and that's your amplifying ISO. I just call I refer to them like they're Kool-Aid, right? So it's like silver, red, blue, you know what I mean? And inside here you can see it's all basic attack and energy attack. Over here you can see that it's all basic defense or physical defense. You kind of get where this is going. Over here inside your green, it's all basic defense, or you might have guessed it. If not, you really need to put your thinking cap on, is energy defense. And then lastly, some of the ones that you'll notice over here is like HP, crit rate, and then dodge, and then finally you have your chaotic ISO 8 or your rainbow set that can have a multitude of options on them. Basically, it's like doubled up when you get to here, right? And so you'll notice that there's a multitude of options. So now understanding how these ISO 8s equip is really important. And the reason why is because you might do yourself harm. So for instance, you notice inside here for this ISO 8 set bonus, there is going to be a specific number of ISO 8s that need to be equipped. You can see here, there needs to be a silver ISO 8, a red, a blue, a green, a yellow, and then 3 of the rainbow ISO 8s in order to make up the set of Power of Angry Hulk. Now, suppose that I was to go inside here and I had a Power of Angry Hulk set established on a character who was, I don't know, energy attack, right? Let's say that, like for instance, Null is a physical attack character, right? So basically when I go inside here and I look at his ISO 8 set, when I get to this very first one, it doesn't really make too much of a difference if I put an all basic attack increase on there or if I put a physical attack ISO 8 on it. It's good, right? Because he's basically a physical attack character. But if I was to go over here to the red set and I put a energy attack, would he be benefiting from that? No. He wouldn't. So there's no point in me equipping an energy attack ISO in that regard, right? The same likewise is when we get over to our blue and our green ESO 8s. We can either have the option of all basic defense or just the very specific energy, ESO types, physical defense or energy defense. Realistically, inside these windows, you want all basic defense. Roll and make sure that you're always rolling or combining ESO so that way you can get all basic defense increase, not just the other ESO. Now, there's some, we can have some discussion about those, but that's basically that's a good rule of thumb, is to always try to combine these ESOs so you get the all basic defense. The same over here for like all basic attack and the all basic attack as well here, instead of the energy and physical attack. Lastly, over here, your crit rate doesn't really make a difference, but then you start to look over here at your chaotic ESO 8. And when you look at your chaotic ESO 8, you're going to notice that some of them have things like this, where it says like all basic attack increase, but then it's like an energy defense as a second stat. Do you want that energy defense as a second stat? I've already told you in previous videos, you shouldn't even be equipping energy defense Uru. So realistically, no, you don't want that stat. Same thing would happen for physical effects. The things that you really want to be looking for is stats that are going to actually boost up your character, meaning like having energy attack and dodge. That is a good one, right? If you were to look at something inside of here like all basic attacks and HP, that's a good one, right? Boosting up a character's HP level. These are the stats that are actually mattering to you ultimately in the game. So those are the stats that you should be hunting on your chaotic ESO. Now, depending on how your character is specifically built, that's what you want to be looking for. So for instance, on my null, I have all basic attack, dodge, I had crit rate, HP, and then you can see I had another crit rate in HP. This will slightly affect your stats overall inside the game, to level that character up and hit those max ceiling walls. You want to be paying attention to this because it's highly important. It is important. It doesn't seem like it. It might not seem like it's having an effect, but even those small things inside of there in your build process for your characters can mean the world of difference. So make sure that you're going inside here and you're equipping the proper ESO sets. So rule number 1, make sure that you choose a set bonus that is either Hawk's Eye, Powering Your Hulk, and Overdrive. In this order, Powering Your Hulk is number 1, Overdrive's number 2, and Hawk's Eye is number 3. You can re-roll these at sometimes with a 50% discount, and that is great, especially for new players, because then you're not just draining gold in order to try to get this Power of Angry Hulk set, right? Rule number 2, make sure that the ESO stats that are here are actually working for your character. If it's a physical attack character, then you want physical attack ESO. If it's an energy attack character, then you want energy attack ESO. Obviously, having all basic defenses is better than just having physical basic defenses. Obviously, having all basic defenses are better than just having energy defenses. See the way that works? And then lastly, inside your chaotic ESO, where you're affecting the character most, make sure you're choosing stats that are the best for your character. If you don't like the stats where, for instance, you get this chaotic ESO and it just has all basic attack and energy defense, do I throw away that all basic attack and energy defense ESO? No, I don't. I just changed the option on it with some ESO that doesn't really make a difference to me. So for instance, like I don't want this chaotic ESO set over here, so I changed the effect on it. Now, do you have the gold necessarily to do that? Maybe not. But now I've ended up with a critical damage and HP ESO, which is a lot better for me overall in the long run of the game. See the way that works? That's essentially how you want to build out your characters using the ESO 8 sets. So I hope this video has helped you in order to understand ESO 8, equipping those to your characters appropriately, so that way you can maximize your stats. Trust me, it might not seem like it's doing a lot, especially now where the game has matured over the course of 7 years, but I remember when this was key and pivotal to actually building a character inside of this game, so that way it can clear and complete content. So you want to be paying attention to this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and that has been beneficial to you. Until next time, peace.